whatever it is that you're experiencing, whatever it is that you're going through, we understand that God has a plan for you. A plan that is for you to prosper. A plan of hope, a plan of peace, a plan of unconditional love, a plan of joy, a plan of acceptance, a plan that you can't even imagine or fathom what it is. Something amazing. The Bible declares in Ephesians that He'll give us those things that are more than they're greater than what we can imagine or even think. Whatever you're imagining right now, whatever you're experiencing right now, whatever your heart's desire is right now, take that and multiply it by 10. No, take that and multiply it by, no, take that and multiply it by infinity. Infinity plus 1, because our God wants to do greater and awesome things inside of your life. He wants His light to shine inside of your example. He wants His Spirit to shine through you. He wants every ounce of your being just to be committed back to Him. So we give ourselves to Him. We give our desires. We give our wills. We give our passion. We give our intellect. We give our knowledge back to God, because everything comes from Him. Every desire, every want, every wish comes from Him. So we just give it back to Him on today. We just want God to be able to use us to play us skillfully as His instruments. We want to be a melodious song that's made inside of His ears. We want to be like incense that rises up to His nostrils. We want to be that song that He rocks to, that He jams to. Our worship should be for real. Everything that we do, everything that we experience, from the smile on our face to the twinkle in our eye to the humble hug that we give to someone, should be that example of Christ, that example of unconditional love. Until we learn how to care for one another, we can't truly learn how to care and worship God. How can we love God, who we have seen, and hate our brother who we see every day? How can we proclaim one thing on Sunday mornings and live something else on Mondays? How can we be a true example? Well, it's very simple, my friends. You gotta live it. It's gotta be in you. It's gotta be a part of you. It's got to be you. God has not called us to do anything. God has called us to be something. God has called us to be great. God has called us to be prosperous. God has called us to live in abundance. God has called us to do great and mighty things. God has called us to do things that we could never imagine that we could do. Why? Because God has faith in us, more faith than we have inside of ourselves. God has more faith inside of us with the destinies that He's put inside of us, with the dreams that He's placed inside of us. God has something great in store for you, but we got to get back to Him. We got to get back to a position where we're not content on just holding His hand, but rather we want to see His face. We want to be all up in His presence, to be held by Him, to be loved by Him, to be cared for by Him, to just be with our Father, our provider, our sustainer, our help, our bridge, our mind regulator, our everything.